If we look at how these conflicted emotions and diseases begin to develop, we need to understand three distinct avenues of our life wellness and how we've disrupted that. So there are actually three states of disconnect that contribute to emotion and disease. So the first core and root to all conflict and suffering is the disconnect from our innermost being or our essential self. So as a society, we're not taught to stay connected. We're not taught to give that priority, to be deeply centered and aware of our innermost being, and something that is not transient. It's not the body, it's not the mind, it's not the thoughts, it's our eternal essence. So when we're disconnected from this, we actually lose clarity of seeing, feeling, and experiencing. By being disconnected from our innermost essence, we don't have true awareness. And the more we're disconnected from true awareness, then the more we become trapped in stored ideas and thoughts and conditions. So that's our first point of disconnect. The second point of disconnect is from our environment. And look what we've done as a society over millennia now is disconnect from nature, from our environment and the natural order of life and ourself. So if we disconnect from nature and the seasons and we start to occupy a somewhat artificial life, we live in a state of imbalance consistently, repeatedly, and over a period of time, those imbalances accumulate as well. So if you then combine the disconnect with our inner self, the disconnect with our environment or nature, and then the disconnect with each other through emotions and relation interactions, then we start to experience a profound sense of isolation and loneliness. And that's not how we're designed to be. As a being, as energy, we're actually connected with everything, with everyone. So our relationship for wellness of emotions needs to start at the innermost core of our being and interact as a relationship with everything, from that innermost presence to the air that surrounds us, to the grass we're walking on, to the trees that are around us, the sky, the birds, the creatures, and with each other. So if we look at our society, then we can understand why there's so many conflicted emotions and disease. And it's not that simple to say, well, just bring yourself back to truth, and that we fundamentally are free in our nature, etc. Why is because of the way our energy systems work. As I commented, accumulatively, when those energies are not free-flowing and we're not connected with ourselves with awareness, we don't see what is truly happening, we don't feel what is truly happening, we can't understand what is truly happening. We then have this pressure cooker of blocked energies and emotions and a disconnect from our natural environment, and all that energy that is accumulated takes up residence, if you like, in the cells and in the nervous system. Also, the way our brain is designed means that it's accumulated in the subconscious. So even though you may have conscious thoughts and intentions of being happy and healthy, the subconscious is actually operating on all of those accumulated stories and experiences that have not been allowed to unfold in their fullness. So for example, anger as a child, if it is allowed to move and be expressed, grows and builds and flows into something more mature. So anger as an energy goes to work and is integrated and brings greater maturity. Now, if that's thwarted, then we find that the adult, somewhere along the line, when triggered by events that still contain that energy or represent those past experiences, all that energy begins to explode. So, of course, we have not a 40-year-old man or woman, but a 4-year-old man or woman who's acting out the moment.